So without further ado, welcome again to Music Mondays featuring Terri Cann. I am your host, Terri Cann, and tonight we are featuring the one, the only, the lovely Emmy Award-winning actress, singer, teacher, and therapist, none other than the lovely Patrice
Terri,
Covington. There she is.
what's up, girl?
Hey, girl. Hey.
How you doing?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Now allow me to do it. The internet or whatever.
It's all good because we're here. We are here now. And this is a long time coming. I've been waiting to talk to you, girl.
We've been trying to do it a long time.
It's been quite some time, yes.
We were on the schedule before, then I had the vid and I couldn't do it.
Yes.
I had the vid and the 19, but now
the vid and the 19, but thank God you overcame the vid and the 19 and you are in 2021 looking fresh.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. And since then, so much has happened that we're going to talk about. I'm so excited for you. I feel like, I mean, not that you weren't doing anything talk-worthy before, but this is like even a better time, right?
It is. It's like perfectly timed.
Because God knows what he's doing. Yes, he does. So again, welcome to Music Mondays with Terri Cann. Those of you who are tuning in because you saw that your girl Patrice went live, you're like, what is happening? This is Music Mondays with Terri Cann, an IG live show where we get up close and personal with your favorite music artists and music industry professionals. And tonight we're talking to Emmy Award winning. Let me tell you, it ain't easy to get an Emmy, okay? So I'm going to say this every time I say your name, by the way. Emmy Award-winning actress. I don't mind. Actress, singer, teacher, and music therapist, Patrice. Patrice, I always start by going back to the beginning. Take us back to the beginning. Let's walk through your musical journey with you. Take us to 5-year-old singer Patrice. Tell us what it is or what it was.
Well, the story goes,
yes,
I was a part of a community theater organization called Center Stage.
Nice.
In Norfolk, Virginia, where I'm from. So I'm from the Hampton Roads area of Virginia. Tidewater.
Okay. Shout out VA, okay.
Yes, the 7-5. Yeah, so I apparently was Molly in Annie, and I used to, sing all over the house.
Yes.
And then I got on stage, I like barely opened my mouth. This is how the story goes.
Okay.
But I still loved it so much, and I had supportive family. My mother invested so much in me as a young artist, time, and money.
Yes.
My father was a minister of music, so music was always a part of my life in church.
Come on, church.
Whole family, everybody in my family can sing. Like, there are no like bad singers.
Nice.
Except for those who just didn't have an interest, and I believe they probably can still sing.
Mm-hmm.
Father had a career as a classical opera singer, and then he went on to be a music teacher.
Wow.
And, and then my sister's a dancer and a dance teacher, and then me. So it's always been a part of my life, always and forever. Did a lot of community theater, performing arts high school.
Nice.
My mom, they do not go to that theater department at Hampton University, and I went anyway. And he had no choice but to be like, okay, fine.
This is what you want to do.
Yeah, always been a thing.
That is awesome. So who were some of your acting and musical influences growing up?
Growing up, so they're names that you may or may not know.
Okay.
There were two women who, at the time they were girls, that I looked up to so much. I wanted to be just like Tracy Sample.
Okay.
Queen in our area. She was just, I loved the way she looked. I loved the way she smiled. I wanted to smile just like Tracy Sample.
Oh my gosh.
Friends, she used to babysit my sister and I when our parents would hang out. And the reason why one of my favorite songs of all time is Somewhere Over the Rainbow is because that's the song that she used to sing in pageants that won her crowns and stuff like that.
Amazing.
And the other would be Nita Booth, who a lot of people may know from the Mickey Mouse Club.
Okay.
When
okay.
So Nita Booth, she was just a childhood influence, only a little bit older than me, but she worked at the Mickey Mouse Club, and it was a big deal, and we got to go see her at live taping, and just super influential to my life.
That is awesome. So it sounds like you always knew that this is what you wanted to do. This was who you were going to be. Even against your mother's wishes, you joined the theater department at Hampton. So now you've graduated. You've had all of these years of experience. And now you are on Broadway. Now, let me retract. I have respect for all singers because singing is not easy. But Broadway. I was at the Color Purple, by the way. I saw you in the Color Purple. Oh my gosh. There is so much respect, so much more respect that I give to theater singers, because you're not just singing like a 4 or 5 piece set and sitting down, excuse me. It's a whole book of songs plus movement plus acting. So what is it about the theater that said that, I mean, you knew you loved to sing. Why didn't you just like become a pop singer as opposed to musical theater, which is a beast in itself?
I think it was just all in this moment where my dad had taken me to see, like, just, it was a high school production, like at this, or maybe even middle school, I don't know, school production of The Sound of Music.
Oh.
And then I became obsessed with that VHS tape. Then I learned that it came from a theater production. And then we used to attend a lot of theater productions in our home.
Okay.
Community theater thing. But I have to say, my journey wasn't as, you said, I graduated, it didn't work like that. I actually left. I transferred to ODU, and then I left ODU because I just couldn't take it. I was like, I want to do this now. And I asked and this is 1 year shy of what would have been my senior year. And I asked my parents for their support in taking a semester off of school to audition. And I was like, if I get a job, then cool. If I don't, then I'll go back to work. I mean, I'll go back to school.
Right.
And that was in the fall of 2003.
Okay.
So gone back to school in January of 2004, and I've been ever since. And I thank God all the time. But
go girl,
still important. Like, I had to still finish school. So while I was on these tours, Dream Girls, we were an international tour, and I was Effie, and then going home and hitting the books and writing papers while I was on the road. So it took time to finish school. Everybody's journey is different. But not graduate until almost 10 years later, like 9 years after I graduated from high school.
Okay.
I had been working all along on many tours, bus and truck tours, cruise lines.
Oh my gosh.
Random casino shows in the Bahamas. Like, I was getting this life experience, and that's how I was actually able to get my degree, was that the school I graduated from gave me credit for my work experiences, but I had to write like a lot about it, plus take some more.
Right.
Hard to do, because I'm like, they're like, how do you know how to do it? I'm like, because I just know how to do it. Like, I don't know what I've
been doing it, right?
Yeah. But so that was my education journey. I ultimately did end up getting a degree in music performance with a minor in music business from Empire State College. I ain't talking. But whatever.
Listen, I love it. Antoine said your dues have been paid. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So, but, I did know that I wanted to do it, but I didn't really know how, or like how it was actually attainable until I was working at Busch Gardens. When I tell you I did all the things.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we had a thing at home, a harbor cruise ship called Spirit Cruises. You're from New York, right?
I am.
So Spirit Cruises.
I do. Yes.
Okay. At the Spirit of Norfolk.
Okay.
And I was up there. I could not wait to get on the Spirit of Norfolk. It was such a big deal to me that I was going to be singing on the Spirit of Norfolk to do this little 15-minute show while these people drop buffet food across the whole ship. Big deal to me. It was
right.
I couldn't wait. And I did that, and then I went to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. And when I think it was my second summer there when we left. As we were leaving, everybody was, the summer thing was over. People were going back to school, and all my friends that I made, they were like, see you in the city. And I was like, what city? Like,
Right.
I ain't no city. I'm going back to Norfolk to go to these books. And then I realized they were talking about New York. And that's what made me realize, like, these are my friends, my peers. Like, we did this together. They live in New York. They're doing things regionally, and they taught me so much. I really learned about the industry. It was a super hands-on experience. And so that's when I experienced if I could, dip out. And then it's the rest.
Big move.
Yeah.
I've always admired people who are like, come from maybe these small towns, and they're just like New York, and they just do it. And you just seem so determined. I love that about you.
Thank you.
Which is interesting, because before you mentioned that you'd be singing around the house and then get on stage and be like the quiet church mouse. So how did you overcome, I guess, the fear of the stage?
I guess at such a young age like that, I mean, like, I was a tiny person at that point. I think like 3 or something, but there have been things that I've had to overcome, all the time. But I remember one of the biggest things for me to overcome, which I know a lot of people up here, especially Antoine and Angela, probably won't believe it, but I was like refusing to be a soprano. Never. I can't be a soprano. It's too high.
Like, you were definitely a full soprano in That Color Purple, but okay.
I was
all
these things that I'm telling you, Busch Gardens, Disney, all those things, alto, and I did not want to sing a note higher than that.
Now, was it denial or was it fear?
Fear. 100%.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but I had some vocal coaches and some awesome women who were just like, no, like, there's no way you're not a soprano. And now I'm aiming to be an alto. Like, soprano, that's me. I'll take that. It's my part. Yeah.
Wow. Patrice, take us to your first audition.
My first audition?
Your first major audition. Major
in my heart, or major to everybody else?
Oh, that's so hard. Okay, do both.
Major in my heart was Spirit Cruises. And actually, I will tell this story because it has a nice little moral. So I was 16. I couldn't wait to turn 16 so that I could work on this Spirit cruise ship. Okay. It was very important to me. All my friends who went to the, same performing arts high school as me, who have also gone on to do wonderful things on Broadway, Rashidra Scott, Anthony Wayne, they all did this cruise ship thing, and I had to do it.
Okay.
And I auditioned. I've always been a thick girl, always, my whole life.
Represent. Me too.
And so then I went to the audition. My mom, she knew that I was doing it, was super supportive and everything. And I went to that audition, and this man pulled me to the side afterwards. The director, he was like, well, Patrice, I never give anybody all 5s or whatever it was, whatever the highest number was. He said, I never give all 5s, but I gave you all 5s. He said, but I can't hire you because you can't fit the dresses. And because I was in this industry at this point in my head, I wasn't saying,
wow.
I was like, man, but I get it. Like, I can't fit the dresses, because we were taught about type and stuff like that in school.
Okay.
I went home to Rosalind Covington,
mama
of mine. Ma, they said that I can't fit the dresses, and so I can't get the job.
Okay.
Now, my mom was on the phone. I know y'all got something for her to do over there, don't you? So,
come on, Mama Rosalind.
Did you tell me she can't fit the dresses, and so you can't hire her? I know you got something for my child to do. Yes, ma'am, absolutely. We're going to create something. So they created this thing called a deck steward. And that ultimately was like a hostess, and I would sing like the electric slide and like or whatever. And I did that for a whole year. Then the next year I auditioned again. And I was prepared to not get it again.
Right.
Because I was the same size. The man came to me and said, Patrice, you got the job. We're cutting the dresses in half. We're making them t-shirts. They made them shirts. We wore pants, and that was my first professional singing job.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Because I mean, after hearing you for a year, belting all of those soprano notes and seeing
Yeah.
your work ethic and your determination, how could they not?
I know Anthony just joined. I literally just said your name, Anthony, about the spirit cruises and my influences from home. But yeah, it was huge. It was a huge deal to me. But I know that experience gave me the wherewithal to deal with no, and to just keep going. And by the time I got to be Squeak in The Color Purple, you know, it was the same thing, but it was me, because Squeak has historically been petite, you know, from fair skin, curly hair, 3 things I ain't never been. Okay. When I auditioned originally, it was for a church lady. It seemed ideal for me to do. And cover, you know, Sophia or Suge or something like that. And I went in there thinking, and I will never forget. Antoine loves this story, so I know he's beaming right now. But I went in and I did that, and they were like, "You have the material for Squeak, right?" And I'm like, "No, I don't have the material for Squeak. Why would I have the material for Squeak? That's not me. I don't look like that. I could never do that." That role taught me so much, because, you know, I was able to change it up, change the game, and, you know, people of all sizes and things can play that. It's just the work of it all, you know. And we made it about the dress being yellow and not my skin. And the truth was just the truth. And it was my favorite part. Like, it taught me to have no inhibitions and to just go.
Wow.
Be free. Yeah.
Oh, I just got chills. I love that. I love that. Now, you talked about rejection of Broadway, and that was leading to my next thing. Broadway, auditioning, acting, you have to be prepared for the no's. You know, Angela said they made the dress yellow, not my skin. That is a word. That was a whole word. That was a whole word. So what is it that keeps you going?
My sister and I always quote the Sister Act 2 is my favorite movie in the whole wide world. I usually
amazing movie.
Yeah, like that and Dreamgirls I quote every day, I'm pretty sure. So, but in that movie they say, if you wake up and you think about singing, and that's all you can think about, girl, you're supposed to be a singer.
That's it. Yeah.
And I can't do anything else in this industry. I mean, outside of this industry, like, I have to, even in my hard times, I had some very tired, broke times in my life. And at one point, this happened in 2019, and which was not that long ago. Amen. Because God can turn it around. Okay.
Come
on. My mom was coming to visit me here in LA. And I was prepared to tell my mother that I didn't want to do this anymore, that I didn't want to audition anymore. I couldn't do it. I couldn't take it no more. But it's not that I needed her approval, but I wanted her to feel okay that I was changing her investments, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Do. Yes.
So I had these tabs pulled up on the computer I had done research, because I was like, I had to have some answers here. Like, what's the plan?
Yeah.
So I searched on like Black women agents in LA, and I was prepared to reach out to them. I was going to join this program at UTA to become an agent. I was going to make a little bit of money, but it would have been more than I was making at the time. And I was going to work my way up, and I was going to be this fabulous agent.
Okay.
I still could never see myself outside of the industry, but I can't do this no more. I had those tabs pulled up, and that weekend it was when I got a call to audition for Stevie Wonder to sing background. And I was like, yeah, sure. Okay. Now, I had been singing background for Jennifer Hudson for a little bit, and that was my only for real experience singing background. I had done some other small things, but like that was my first like big real experience with the artist of that caliber. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I'll do it. I'll audition for sure. And then I sent in just YouTube clips of me singing. And then I get a call like the day my mother's landing, or like the moment my mother's landing. And it says, Stevie wants to meet you tomorrow night. Story short, my mom was here for like 3 days. I saw her for like 2 hours out of the whole weekend because I was with Stevie Wonder the whole weekend, who said to me, he didn't know anything in my life. My grandmother had just passed, and he
my
said,
condolences.
you are supposed to be in this business. He was like, your voice is, he was like, I don't know why I'm supposed to tell you that, but you're supposed to be in this business. And I went home and tabs, and I went on tour with Stevie Wonder.
Did you XXXX, right? That's amazing. Ooh.
I'm really grateful for that moment. It was a big deal for me.
God used Stevie, and I'm sure if it wasn't Stevie, Mama Rosalind would have been like, check this out. Okay.
Right.
Wow. Guys, I see some questions coming in. We are going to get to the questions from the audience in a few minutes, but I'm asking if you guys can just put it in the comment box so I can have all of the questions together. Please don't post it on the wall. I promise you I will ask your questions. I want to get a little personal for a second, and you can be as transparent as you want or not, but take us to, what is the greatest obstacle that you've ever had to overcome in life, and how did you overcome it?
Oof. Obstacle. I am the obstacle queen. So you name it. So the first and easiest thing for me to come to mind has to do with heartbreak, relationship heartbreak, but still showing up. There, a major breakup and heartbreak that happened. I actually literally never talk about this. I'm gonna talk about obstacles, but let's keep it real. So I was doing a show. I was in rehearsal for Book of Mormon, and I didn't even want that show. Let's just also be clear. I didn't ask for the show, but my best friend wanted that show so badly.
Okay.
And we both got it. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go because she's going. Plus,
right.
You know? And during that show, I was going through bad things, really, really bad things in my household. And I literally would not have been able, I probably would have gotten fired if my best friend wasn't in that show with me, who was literally like picking me up and carrying me to work and making sure that I ate and stuff like that. It was, my mama had to come, like it was bad.
Oh boy.
I literally had to build myself back up from that. And from that show, the show always says, this book will change your life. That's like the theme at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And the book did change my life. In the sense of the show being the book and the experience being the book, because in that show I became this Patrice. Wow. Like that Patrice that was in that relationship and everybody before that, I mean, thing before that just doesn't really exist anymore, including that I lost like 100 pounds. Like everything was different. I found some of them 100 pounds, but I did.
We all did during the quarantine.
But yes, it was a major obstacle. You know, there's a meme that's going around right now. I'm talking about some. It says, y'all worried about getting shot. It says, you worried about getting shot, try going to work with heartbreak. And then somebody was like, try doing a tech rehearsal, 10 out of 12 on heartbreak. Like, I'd rather think you about to die.
That's real.
Oh my gosh.
And still have to be present.
Yes. I don't care about this show. My heart. Oh, there I am.
Okay.
Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
Okay. Oh, it's delayed.
Say something. Testing.
Hello.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, good.
So you were saying, so your heartbreak, that was one of the greatest obstacles.
Yeah, that was a big old obstacle. It was a lot. Wow.
What advice would you give to any aspiring Broadway stars that may be listening to us tonight?
I think that everybody that wants to be on Broadway should definitely. My mom is crazy.
Is your mom on here?
Yes.
Hi, Mama Roslyn.
She's
Is that her that said you lost 230 pounds?
I did not. I believe what she's saying is that I lost a person, as in it was dead weight.
Okay. Oh.
Go ahead on, girl.
Come on.
But yeah, so question, what was it one more time? She distracted me.
That's okay. Advice.
Oh yeah.
Advice to aspiring Broadway stars.
Yeah, I think you should go for it and experience it. It is nothing that any of us can say to you about. I mean, we're all going to say it's hard work. It's a lot of work. It's fun. It's a dream come true. But all of us have so many different experiences and desires during and after Broadway. You know, you do something 8 times a week for a long time. And you miss a lot of experiences with your family, friends.
Yeah.
Milestone events and such. You also get to take a bow in a Broadway house every single night with people who get it. You get to do part of life-changing theater and art. The color was something so healing for us single night and off stage. So, you know, every experience is different, but I think you should do it. If that's what you want, I don't care how long it takes you to do it, you should definitely do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What your experience is and fulfill that dream.
Give us a real, and guys, I'm going to get to your questions. I promise you, those of you who have tuned in, welcome to Music Mondays with Terri Cann. Tonight, we are featuring the lovely Patrice Covington. Go ahead and continue to share this live, tag some people in. We still have a few minutes with her. Give us a quick rundown of the real, like the real. I like to talk about the real when we talk about Broadway. How many songs are we talking? How long are rehearsals usually? How long does Broadway usually last? I know it's contingent on the show, but for those who may be trying to figure out what the real is.
Well, let's say Motown, the musical, right?
Okay.
I think there might have been about 714 songs in that show. Of course I'm exaggerating, but just by like a little bit. There's, you know, we all played multiple characters. So rehearsal processes are different. If you come in, if all of us come in at the same time, we're starting a tour or starting a show.
Yeah.
We might rehearse for 6 weeks or something like that.
Okay.
Go on, and then, you know, depending on your role, you might have rehearsal if you are an understudy or something like that. Then there's always brush up rehearsals. The rehearsals are never done. Okay? Never, ever.
Ever.
Yeah. Especially if you are an understudy as well, it's every week. And then you might have a put-in rehearsal if somebody else new joins the cast. You know, it's always rehearsal.
No, I'm sorry, just for clarification. We're talking about rehearsals, like the tour has started.
Yeah.
You guys are still rehearsing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And just, you know, clean up rehearsal, or the dance captain is responsible for holding a amount of rehearsals every so often. There's a lot of rehearsals.
You gotta have thick skin for this thing, huh?
Yeah. You gotta have good knees, which I ain't got no more. So we are it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but you know, it built me to where I am now, to be able to, you know, I just shot my first television series. And
wait, we're gonna get to it. Right, hold on. I want to get to some of the audience's questions, and then we're gonna talk about this switch, right? We're gonna talk about it. This is an awesome question from Mr. A. Wayne. What did you learn about yourself now that you didn't know about yourself when you first came into the industry? A. Wayne, I'm gonna borrow that question. Thanks.
What did I learn about myself in the industry? You know, I think a lot of it has to do with being free to be myself and being confident in my own, everything that I bring, from my talent to my look to my vibe, my energy, that I am responsible for all that. And what I mean by that is the confidence. I'm responsible for that. I don't need to get the validation from anybody else,
Wow.
which is hard to get to. And that is not that I am, that I've completely stuck, you know, it's
Right.
that's growing, because we actually, we live for the applause, you know, like that's our whole thing. Where we
Yeah.
sign judge. I want to sign up to be judged all the time. Judge to get a job.
Me
Judge,
right here, right.
yeah, me. Please judge me. You know?
Right.
So it's hard, but I know I'm now much more confident.
Excuse me.
And I trust that just what's for me is for me. I love to also share auditions. I know that there's enough for everybody.
Wow.
People struggle with that because it is a industry full of competition. But like one of my girlfriends who was up here, I'm not sure if she's still up here, Rebecca Covington, who's probably my cousin, but we never did the research. Also a Broadway star.
Nice.
And she is probably the most generous person when it comes to sharing information on jobs and opportunities to me, who, you know, it could look like competition, but it's not.
Right. Right.
You know, and so she has made me a lot more confident in that, just sharing and being confident, I would say.
That is awesome. That's awesome. And I saw Antoine had a question earlier, and only because he's Antoine, I'm going to scroll up.
Probably asking something he know the answer to. He just wants
If you weren't an artist, what would you be doing?
So I went to school. When I went to Hampton, I studied mass communications, and I wanted to be a radio host or a news reporter. So kind of still in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I could definitely see you with your own show. Patrice Talks.
Ooh.
And you are a music therapist. Can we talk a little bit about that?
So that's something that came up. I tried to fight that too. So, you know, and I think the term should also be used a little more loosely, because there are people who are actual music therapists with like whole degrees and license and things. I ain't got that. But I was in my own therapy session with my therapist, and it actually started when I didn't have a job. And she was like, I'm going to tell some of my clients that I have a music therapist that can help them, you know, because music is healing, da, da, da. And I was like, no, you can't. I'm not a musician. She was like, yes, you are. From that moment, I got about 9 young women who, a lot of them have mental health concerns. Some of them don't. Some of them are just artists and they like to sing and they need confidence boosters and they struggle with like self-esteem. Then I have one woman who is 90 years old, happens to be Lawrence Fishburne's mother, who also I see like it's a beautiful experience. Just music is healing, you know, it's just healing. So
it sure is
therapy. But we do both. And we sing and we write, and they play their instruments that I don't know how to play, and we sing together. It's amazing.
That's beautiful. And how could one sign up for this music therapy sessions with Patrice Covington?
Yeah, so it's the whole thing is called the Galaxy Method, which is a program that I started several years ago, which was based off my trademark motto, "Don't be a star, be a galaxy," which I originally came up with. That it was just kind of something that was on the bottom of my emails. You know, shine in everything you do, be a star, sparkle, sparkle. But then as time progressed and I started to just kind of delve a little bit deeper into it, and it now means like be the light, share the light, give other people light, be the Matthew Bible verses, be the light of the world, salt, be the flavor, give the juice, you know. It also means just like I said earlier, there's enough for everybody, you know. So we all shine, we get a big old galaxy. It's no like one star is cool, but we're mesmerized when we can see a bunch of stars in the galaxy.
That's beautiful. Come on and shine.
So then from that I created the Galaxy Method, and it is masterclass series. I do the masterclasses, but now actually also employ some of my friends who may have a level of expertise in other areas that I don't have, like
Yeah.
dancing, and many other things, coaching, voice lessons, the music therapy, all of that.
And
So
how
you
does
have
one,
the Galaxy
yep,
Method.
how does
Yes,
one sign?
go to the Galaxy.
You were going in and out. You said thegalaxymethod.com?
Yep, that's it.
You know, I'm kind of asking for myself, right? Okay, but you guys can get this info. I'm like, how does one sign up for this? So, Miss Covington, recently, after all of the years of Broadway, so how long has your span been on Broadway now?
How long is what?
How long has your span been on Broadway since you started musical theater?
Well, when I started musical theater, I mean, I kind of don't remember doing musical theater, but professionally, my first, like I said, that first job was when
Professionally.
I was 16, like Broadway. I technically have only done one broad show in New York on Broadway stage. I did
Okay.
tours, so I did Girls and Book of Mormon and Ain't Misbehaving, of which we got our Grammy nomination for, and Motown the Musical, and then The Color
Yes.
Purple.
Yes.
So yeah, Broadway productions, but The Color Purple was the only one that was in New York. But that started, I would say, Ain't Misbehaving started in 2008. And then the last thing was Broadway, Color Purple, that ended in 2017.
So from 2008 to 2017, you've been doing multiple Broadway productions, singing BGBs for some of the greats. And now we have pivoted to the film, to the big screen. Tell us what made you decide to do that, besides the fact that it was a great experience. But what was that decision making process for you like?
Yeah, I moved to LA 3 times before it stuck. Not that you have to move to LA to do TV and film, but this
Right.
is how I wanted to do.
Okay.
New York kept calling me back for one reason or the other. It finally stuck in 2018. And that started my journey with Jay Hud and the music therapist, and then Stevie, and then Christina Aguilera. And then while I was on tour with Christina Aguilera and doing our Vegas run, I had an audition come through.
Okay.
These I was quite used to doing self-tapes already, like how we all are doing now, but I
Yeah.
was quite often back then. And I was like, how am I going to get it done? It's literally impossible. Christina Aguilera runs a pretty tight ship. We had a lot of rehearsals all the time. We were traveling
Wow.
day. I was like, I have no idea how I'm gonna get this done. But I knew, I was like, if it's gonna happen, I'll just, I'll figure it out. Thankfully, one of the other background singers, his name is Matt Kusan. I hope if y'all don't know him, you want to know him. His voice is awesome.
Okay.
Matt Kusan was like, oh, my wife's an actress. I know how to do a self-tape. I was like, well, come on, let's do it. Because
Right.
being on the road with a bunch of actors is easy to be like, hey, can you just help me with a self-tape? And then I'm with a band. They don't know what they're doing. They can't do it. So
Right.
figure out how I was gonna get like Joanne or Antoine or Mark or somebody to do like, a self-tape via FaceTime, but he came through. And we did it. We had like 0 time. We did it so fast. I had no time to analyze it and critique every little thing like I like to do and say, oh, I wish I wouldn't have turned my head that way. I didn't do any of those things. I sent it in, and then a week later, I booked it. It was the perfect example for what's for me is just for me,
So you moved to LA with the intention of pivoting into TV and film.
Yes.
And so it has begun.
It took a little second.
Oh my gosh. And so tell us for those who are watching and don't really understand the difference, what's the difference between TV film and a Broadway stage?
Coin. I mean,
well, there you have it.
for joining us, everyone. This has been a wonderful TED Talk.
Right, and yeah, that's it. That's hilarious. So besides the obvious pay increase.
Yeah. I actually was really nervous. I was like, oh gosh, I don't know if I'm going to know what I'm doing, because God told me, he was like, oh, you've never been on TV before, but you've been writing down series regular. That's what I've been writing down and manifesting this whole time. I never wrote co-star, guest star. I was very specific in series regular, and that's what I was blessed with right away. So,
That's it.
but I don't know how to do this, Lord. Like, I've literally never been on the camera in this
Yeah,
capacity.
yeah.
So Courtney B. Vance, who plays my daddy, was the most excellent guide and most amazing comforter, and making me feel so confident and ready,
Oh my God.
comfortable.
I love it.
So it was a big difference, because, you know, with theater, you put it out there and it's out. You know, if you sing a busted note, we all heard it, it's done.
That's
And
it.
probably gonna put it on YouTube. But
Yeah.
for this, you know, got time and time and time again to get comfortable, to get ready, to get energized. And it felt great to be able to have those opportunities to be different, to have a different form of artistry with every single take, have a different,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
So for those of you who do not know what we're talking about, the Patrice Covington has made her television debut in the series Genius, the story and life of Aretha Franklin, starring Cynthia Erivo. Sorry, I love her. I'm having a moment. That is amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Cynthia, what's next for you?
Well, more television and film on the horizon, more music. I did my Christmas single over the house.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. I love the way that everyone received that. I'm so grateful for that. Producing some songs for Christmas movies this year, which is really cool. Very excited about that. Songs on commercials and things of that sort.
Oh, you talking coins for real, honey.
I want my money.
That's me. And you're getting it all. Yes, you're getting it all. That's amazing. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just more art. You know, I love being a part of shows that teach and heal. It's important to me. And, you know, even with Genius Aretha, I play Irma Franklin, who was Aretha Franklin's older sister.
Okay.
And, you know, it's more sisterhood, you know, which was what The Color Purple was all about. So more good, more love, more activism. I love that when people watch this show, they will get to see that, you know, Aretha was far more than just this big voice. What she did through healing and art to change the world and change society. So I want to be more parts like that.
Yeah. Do you write? Do you write your own stuff?
When they ask me to, the answer is yes.
Michelle Michener?
Oh, yeah, that's my sister, Michelle Michener.
Forgive me if I am pronouncing your name. She said, "Where the coins reside, where the coins reside."
But a what? But money reside. But a money reside.
Angela Burkett. First of all, I can't believe it. Well, you are on this live because of Patrice, but you are just phenomenal, Miss Angela. If anybody else has any questions, please put it in the comment box. We have just a few more minutes with Ms. Covington. You have been such a gracious guest, and it's so amazing to like get a glimpse. I know this is just a glimpse into your journey and what a journey it is. I love your determination. I don't think you can be you can't be a weak person if you try to like go the Broadway route anyway, because there's so many no's, right?
A ton. Well, in this industry in general, I mean, I have had millions more auditions than jobs.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
No.
What is the bigger picture here for you? All that you do.
Somebody asked me recently, like, so is this like what you want to do? Like, you know, like.
Did they ask you just like that, Patrice?
That's how I heard it in my head.
Right.
So like, is this what you want to like do?
And
like, it's kind of like when people say like, okay, like, oh, you're a singer. Like, what else do you do? Like, what do you do for work?
But I didn't mean it like that.
I know you
Okay. But I get it.
tell the story that, you know, I wonder if people ask Cicely Tyson and Felicia Rashad that. When I look at
True.
people who have been in this industry, they are going to retire. I mean, if they retire. I mean, Cicely
Right.
literally just did something and she's, you know, I
Right.
just want to do it forever like them. I just want to do it forever and I want to be happy and I want to grow in my career and I want to just inspire and heal, you know, all the little mushy stuff. And I just want to have a good old time. I just want to have a good time and create memories and change things.
Will you do a one-woman show?
I got to
Is
write
that,
it.
you don't these days you don't have to write it
I
actually.
would
But
be open
I
to that.
feel like I could just see you like just doing a one-woman show.
I'd be open. I do think there's a memoir that will happen though, for sure.
Ooh.
And I'm going to tell all the juice.
All of it?
Every last drop.
I'm here for it. I am here for it. We have a question that came in. Angela Burgott. Have you always been sassy and confident, or did you have to work for that?
Jackie. That's Jackie Clark, everybody.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I touched on it just a little bit
Yeah,
earlier
earlier. Mm-hmm.
that I think is always growing. You know, like where my confidence lacks right now is on social media. When I look at certain people, they sing all the time on social media. They post all kinds of things all the time. I feel like social media is like the number one place of judgment for everybody. Like we all go up there to get liked.
Yeah,
We love,
literally,
we love
figuratively.
can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
And I lack confidence. There are some people in this, especially in the Broadway world, that I see posting all the time. And I'm like, oh, I want some of that confidence, you know, because people like look at it. I think genuineness and confidence get you very, very, very far.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
confidence is something that I think I'm always working on and that I've gotten better with.
I'm glad you have. People that should lack confidence are people that
Don't.
can't sing, right? To me, they be the ones like every day a singing video, like
Yes,
play an instrument. But you, I'm gonna need you to sing. Please.
I'm gonna try to do better. I am
Good.
gonna try.
I will take that. I will take that because you are phenomenal.
Thank you.
And speaking of singing, will you be okay with giving us a little 48 bars? Oh, look at the dog. She brought the dog out. We usually like to wait, hold on. Your mom's commenting. I must read this. God made Patrice for this, and she is a normal human being.
That was sweet, mommy.
We love you, Mom.
My
You
mom.
better be great. You better be great with a mom like this. Okay, and now everyone's saying yes, just sing. So before you close us out with singing, who is on your bucket list to work with? You've worked with some of the greatest. Who's on your bucket list?
Oh, Angela Bassett. I got her husband, so she should be coming up soon, I hope. Angela Bassett, Felicia Rashad. I want to work with a lot of the new writers that and young and women of color that are creating things.
Yeah.
So much new stuff coming out, like really, really awesome projects that I'm excited to see whether I'm a part of it or not.
Yeah.
I love, like, there's so many scripts that we all are getting now that are just like, oh, okay, like this is good. Like this is, I can actually do this and it makes sense and it is relative, you know, and that's good.
Relative.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just excited to work with legends. I want more legends because that's who I learn from. If you notice, like those are the people who have influenced me the most, even in just this conversation with Stevie Wonder and Prince, you know, they just, I listen to them. I listen and I trust them. I mean, why would we not? So yeah, I want all the legend juice that I can get.
Get all the legend juice you can get. I love it. I love it. I love it. So what will you be singing for us tonight?
Where are you gonna sing, Booski? Well, I guess I'll sing 4 seconds of Somewhere Over the Rainbow because that's my favorite song.
4 seconds. I'll take it.
I also
Okay.
don't know the words to songs.
Okay, but what about your own? Can you sing us an original?
Oh.
Did you forget you had music? I know we didn't talk much about her music, guys, but she's an artist in her own right as well. Look her up on iTunes. I definitely downloaded everything all the way back to 2011. I was like, ooh.
Let's see if I can remember this song. It's called Come On In.
Okay.
I really don't know if I know the words. Let me just try. Jovian is always trying to get me to sing on the internet. She came in at the perfect time because she's the Get Patrice to Sing on the Internet queen. And I love her.
Oh, what was that, Jesus?
Okay, this is Come On In. Was a long time ago, used to know you so well, so well. It was second nature to feel you, to be you. But somewhere along the way, you went MIA. Where'd you go? Pray one day I will find you. Ooh, I forgot you felt so good. I forgot you felt so strong, strong. How long it's been since we've been together. Come on in, happiness. Come on in a joy. Missing you. You're welcome here. Stay a while. Come on in, happiness. Come on in a joy. I've been missing you. You're welcome here. Stay a while. I've been singing that song since the 60s.
The 60s Patrice. What a voice. Now we see why Stevie Wonder
Thank you.
hired you,
Thank
and
you.
Christina and Jaya and The Color Purple. Oh, Patrice, I cannot thank you enough for spending this hour with us. Again, like your determination is really so inspiring. And I see why Anton was like, you have to talk to Patrice because your energy, you're just electrifying, and I am here for all of it. I love it. I'm looking forward to seeing more of you on the big screen. I'm looking forward to your albums. I'm looking forward to hearing, like, is that Patrice in this commercial? Was that? Yes, I know the voice. That's my girl, Patrice.
Yes.
I am here. Like, I am cheerleading for you, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We got to be champions for each other.
We must.
You having me here tonight, and thank you guys for chatting back with us and for the cute questions.
Yes, the pleasure was mine. Guys, put your hearts up for Patrice Covington.
Thank you.
Have a good night, sis.
God
bless. Talk to you soon.